The mists of Ravenloft hold countless horrors, ensnaring souls in domains ruled by creatures of pure malice. It is a land of suffering, where tragedy is often the final word. Yet, even within the deepest of glooms, a rare few refuse to surrender their purpose. Among the most formidable of these lights is Ezmerelda d'Avenir, a hunter defined not by the tragedy she suffered, but by the relentless, purposeful will it forged. She is a master of the hunt, an independent force against the supernatural, and a living testament to resilience. This is her story, the origins, the crucial canonical roles, the evolution, and the enduring legacy of the monster hunter. Before she became one of Ravenloft's most formidable monster hunters, Ezmerelda was driven by a need for vengeance and a thirst for knowledge. Born into a Vistani family of fortune-tellers and healers, her life was tragically altered when her community faced a devastating plague. Settlers in the land, gripped by fear and suspicion, falsely blamed her people for the outbreak. The cruelty of that injustice, and the loss it wrought, ignited a fire in Ezmerelda that would shape her destiny. Seeking answers and purpose, she turned to the one man who understood the darkness lurking in the domains of dread, Rudolph Van Richten. Under his mentorship, Ezmerelda honed her instincts and intellect, blending Vistani intuition with Van Richten's meticulous scholarship. She studied the grim realities of hunting the undead, werebeasts, and other aberrations. Arcane knowledge, combat precision, and relentless preparation became her tools against the horrors that preyed upon the innocent. Ezmerelda eventually developed a unique approach to her craft. She travels in a specially outfitted Vistani wagon, stocked with silvered weapons, stakes, and arcane tools designed to combat the supernatural. This mobile arsenal made her both a formidable opponent to monsters and a lifeline to those in need. Though she parted ways with Van Richten, it was not out of malice. It was the natural evolution of a hunter forging her own path. From grieving apprentice to solitary force, Ezmerelda d'Avenir emerged as a pragmatic, unrelenting hunter whose name would come to be whispered in both fear and admiration throughout Barovia and beyond. Ezmerelda's first major canonical appearance comes in Curse of Strahd, the 2016 5th edition adventure that reintroduced Ravenloft to a new generation of players. Here, she emerges not merely as a shadow in Van Richten's legacy, but as a fully formed hunter in her own right, skilled, independent, and pragmatic. In Barovia, she pursues the same monsters that terrorized its people, but her goals are precise. Unlike many wandering adventurers, she does not seek treasure or fame. Her mission is singular, to hunt and eliminate the threats that prey upon innocence. This focus defines her interactions with player characters. She is neither simply an ally nor a plot device. She is a professional with her own judgments, capable of collaboration or withdrawal, depending on the circumstances. Her expertise is immediately apparent. Ezmerelda wields silvered weapons with deadly efficiency, ready to exploit the supernatural weaknesses of vampires and werewolves and other creatures of the night. She carries tools that demonstrate foresight, stakes, holy water, arcane traps, and other implements designed to give her the upper hand. But it is not just her gear that sets her apart, it is her tactical mind. She reads Barovia as carefully as any map, noting patterns of monsters, identifying safe routes, and anticipating danger before it strikes. The module emphasizes her agency. While Van Richten may act as a mentor, Ezmerelda operates autonomously, often challenging the directives if she believes another course is necessary. This dynamic reveals a pragmatic, morally grounded character who balances mentorship with personal initiative. In a land dominated by fear, she is decisive where others may hesitate. Her interactions with the people of Barovia also showcase her character. She is cautious, knowing that trust can be exploited by Strahd's agents. Yet she is fiercely protective of those she deems innocent. Villagers may view her with awe or wariness. They understand she is capable of great deeds, but they also recognize the solitude and resolve that marks a professional hunter. Mechanically, 5th edition presents her as a formidable NPC. She combines martial skill with some spellcasting ability, a reflection of her diverse training under Van Richten. Her stat block demonstrates versatility. She can fight at range, close combat, and use magical means to neutralize threats, making her a dynamic presence whether assisting or challenging the adventurers. In Curse of Strahd, Ezmerelda is not merely a guide. She is a force within Barovia itself, a presence that shifts the balance of power against the darkness. Players encounter her as an ally with clear motives, a mirror of what happens when tragedy fuels purpose, and a reminder that even within the mists of fear, courage can manifest in sharp and calculated action. In 2021, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft reshaped Ezmerelda. While her core identity as a resolute monster hunter remained intact, this edition recontextualized her heritage, agency, and thematic role, emphasizing her independence and cultural pride. One of the most significant changes focuses on cultural presentation. Earlier depictions of the Vistani had sometimes relied on perceived problematic stereotypes. The 2021 revision corrected this, redefining the Vistani as a diverse, complex, and distinct culture within the domains of dread. Ezmerelda's lore was updated to reflect this more respectful approach. Her Vistani identity was recontextualized and celebrated, affirming her cultural heritage as a source of strength. Her proficiency with magic and her deep understanding of the myths stem, in part, from her family's inherent gifts and knowledge. This adjustment clarified that her identity is defined not by circumstance, but by choice and cultural connection. Her personality was also sharpened, where Curse of Strahd portrayed her as a pragmatic and professional. The update highlighted her moral compass and strategic thinking. She is decisive but adaptable, capable of reevaluating plans when circumstances shift, and willing to challenge authority when ethics demanded it. Her mentorship with Van Richten is now portrayed as a relationship of mutual respect, rather than a simple master-apprentice hierarchy, acknowledging her full mastery of hunting techniques and magical knowledge. Mechanically, the 2021 edition updated her tools and abilities to reflect this evolution. Her arsenal is carefully cataloged, showcasing items crafted for mobility, versatility, and survival. Her prosthetic leg is treated not as a limitation, but as part of her character, an emblem of resilience and ingenuity. In encounters, she can perform complex maneuvers, employ traps, and combine martial and magical attacks seamlessly, a testament to her unique blend of Vistani magic and Van Richten's pragmatic training. Narratively, the revision reinforced her role as a symbol of empowerment within the horror of Ravenloft. Unlike many NPCs who exist primarily to assist the adventurers, Ezmerelda's goals and methods remain her own. She pursues monsters relentlessly, protects innocence, and navigates moral ambiguity without compromising her integrity. The guide emphasizes that she is a model of courage tempered by intellect, a survivor whose identity is defined by her choices and cultural legacy. Ezmerelda's story does not end with a single adventure or edition. Her legacy lies in the way she embodies the relentless pursuit of justice in a world dominated by darkness. She represents the bridge between mentorship and independence, tradition and adaptation, survival and moral responsibility. Her influence extends to both narrative and mechanical aspects of D&D. As a model NPC, she demonstrates how a character can be fully autonomous, capable of driving storylines and influencing events without overshadowing the players. DMs can present her as an ally, a rival, or a cautionary figure, always consistent with her canon traits of resourcefulness, tactical brilliance, and moral clarity. Beyond just mechanics, she symbolizes resilience. Her prosthetic leg, her hardened judgment, and her tireless dedication to protecting innocence highlight a recurring theme: that personal loss does not define a hero. Instead, it refines them, shaping choices, strategy, and determination. Her name evokes respect across Barovia, marking her as a figure who moves through fear without being consumed by it. Culturally, the 2021 retcon ensures her story resonates with a more modern audience, presenting a character whose competence and agency are foregrounded over heritage or stereotype. She stands as an example of how characters can evolve alongside the game itself, reflecting changing perspectives while remaining true to their core essence. In ongoing campaigns, Ezmerelda's presence continues to enrich Ravenloft's Gothic horror. She may appear as a mentor to aspiring hunters, a collaborator in a high-stakes confrontation with a vampire lord, or as a solitary investigator whose actions ripple across the land. Regardless of role, she leaves an imprint, a reminder that courage, skill, and conviction are the true tools of a hunter. Her enduring legacy is also narrative. She embodies the intersection of human vulnerability and heroic agency, demonstrating that even within oppressive, horror-laden landscapes like Barovia, individuals can assert purpose and affect change. For players and storytellers alike, Ezmerelda serves as a touchstone, a character whose evolution mirrors the game itself, and whose story continues to inspire those who venture into the mists of Ravenloft. While Ezmerelda is a hunter of all supernatural horrors, her path into domains of dread eventually led her to a singular, all-consuming focus: the destruction of Strahd von Zorvich. Her presence in Barovia is not accidental. It is a calculated act of war against the greatest architect of cruelty she had ever heard of. For Ezmerelda, Strahd is not merely a powerful vampire. He is the embodiment of the mist's malice, the source of the evil that turns the innocent into monsters. Taking him down is not vengeance, it is justice. Her strategy in Barovia reflects this high-stakes mission. She uses her customized Vistani wagon not just for travel, but as a heavily fortified mobile base, equipped with traps and supplies tailored for combating the vampire lord and his servants. She operates with ruthless efficiency, scouting the land, learning the patterns of Strahd's forces, and gathering intelligence, a crucial asset in a realm where the terrain itself seems to conspire with the Dark Lord. Ezmerelda understands that to fight Strahd requires patience and tactical brilliance. She rarely seeks direct confrontation without advantage, preferring to undermine his authority, rescue his potential victims, and aid those who defy him. She maintains a strategic independence from her old mentor, Rudolph Van Richten. Though she respects him, she will not be slowed by his caution or distracted by his methods. The confrontation with Strahd is a mission only she can see through to the end. Her enduring fight against the master of Castle Ravenloft is her ultimate legacy. Ezmerelda de Avenir is the constant, unyielding defiance in the heart of the gloom. The hunter who knows the darkness intimately but refuses to be consumed by it, dedicating her life to ensuring that the horror inflicted on those like Van Richten's son Erasmus is never repeated. From an apprentice to a strategic master dedicated to slaying the greatest of Dark Lords, Ezmerelda's journey is a powerful demonstration of agency in a world defined by fate. She embodies the intersection of human vulnerability and heroic action, showing that even within oppressive, horror-laden landscapes, individuals can assert purpose and affect change. She stands as one of D&D's most compelling and resilient figures, in my opinion, a vital source of calculated defiance within the darkness of Ravenloft. Her story remains unfinished, continuing to inspire every hunter who dares to draw a silvered weapon against the endless night. Thank you for watching, everybody, and if you want to learn more, there should be a link somewhere on screen here, a video about Dr. Rudolph Van Richten. And if you are feeling especially kind, hit the like button, subscribe, hype. Until next time, stay out of the mists. This is James from the Dungeon Puffin. Later, guys.